Before we undergo the video this week, I just want to say we lost a trooper. My Huff hat is with us no more, and I hope Connor Zary gives it a great afterlife.
Into the middle is Hughes. Backdoor Zary!
Trust me, after a 10-1 slaughterhouse by the Blazers, I really thought they were going to be a topic of discussion this week, but that's not the case. It's going to be PG. They swept the Blazers this weekend with props to Taylor Gauthier. He was drafted 9th overall as a goalie in the WHL a couple years ago, and this season, if he wasn't behind this team, he would be of discussion to be taken so high in the draft. He made 122 saves alone this week, including a 41 and a 48 save effort versus the Blazers. Gauthier single-handedly, along with the help from a couple select forwards, drove 2 victories against the Blazers, the top team in the BC division. Along with a competitive game against the Oil Kings too, this team can only go up. While we're on topic with the BC division here too, Edmonton begun their BC road trip this week and honestly aren't off to the hottest start. I already mentioned that they barely took over the Cougars there with a 3-2 victory, but after that they went to lose to the Royals 5-3, and then they traveled onto the mainland and lost another OT decision, something I was talking about last week, how they still have not won an OT game this season, losing to the Giants on Saturday. Fatigue can be a factor because of the bus rides they're taking, PG to Victoria to Vancouver in a span of a couple days. It hurts, although I still expect better from this team's defense, being one of the top teams in the East. The Regina Pats made an acquisition this week for 2000-born hometown boy Carson Denomey for Garrett Wright. So far, regardless of the trade or not, they have been a lot hotter than usual, looking a lot more built, capturing 2 wins this week. 1 in Swift Current and 1 against the hot Brandon Wheat Kings, defeating them 5-4 in regulation. Robbie Holmes had a magnificent week, snagging a hat-trick versus the Broncos and polishing it off with 2 more points versus the Wheat Kings. The Lethbridge Hurricanes are back to their goal-scoring ways. They popped 20 goals this week. Cousins gathered a 5-point game in an 11-2 win over the Rebels on Saturday. I'm telling you, Red Deer is going to have nightmares for days to come after that. And defenseman Kalen Addison also got himself a hat-trick in that game. I can't tell you the last time since a defenseman got a hat-trick in the WHL, but I would not be surprised if it was a little bit of a while ago. The Pittsburgh prospect has made great strides in the past couple weeks. The Prince Albert Raiders are back to their winning ways again, only losing 1 decision this week to the Tigers. And I don't need to go too in-depth with them this week, or else I'd just be repeating myself, because they just win off of usually the same stuff they've been doing all year. Just those couple of lines have just been fantastic. But I would like to make it a little bit of an appreciation post for Alexi Protas. He remains tied for the league lead in points with 37 and has still yet to take a single penalty this season. Pretty impressive for the 6'6" giant. I'm telling you, Washington snagged a gem with this Belarus kid. The Hitmen continue to quietly beast their way through the Eastern Conference, snagging points in their last 5 matches. Lots of credit has to go to overager Mark Kastelik, who whipped up a 4-point effort against the Pats, and he took the insurance marker versus the Warriors. Something that finally happened for the first time in the month. Bowen Byram scored a goal, his first in 9 games, literally a calendar month. And I really hope that just sets him on the right track again, because 3 goals in 22 games for the 4th overall pick, who was always so praised for his shooting as a defenseman. It's sad to see, but hopefully that gets his feet in the water again and he starts stirring the pot up a little bit more again. A big trade on Sunday occurred between the Rockets and the Warriors. Jaden Joseph is swapped to Kelowna for Kobe Moore, Kyle Crosby, James Porter, and a 2022 third rounder. Jaden Joseph is going to add some great center depth to that team. A guy who has a pretty solid 2-way game. He's excellent on the draws, and he's definitely going to have fun seeing some Memorial Cup time this season. Portland plowed the competition this week, defeating the Silvertips in a hard-fought game, and then cleaned off the plate versus the Blades, beat them 8-0. Once again, depth forwards and defensemen getting it done for the Winterhawks, such as Mason Manick, who clinched himself 4 points for Saskatoon. We're going to get into the top players this week. There are tons of notables. I could have put in way more, but I got to keep it to a limit there. I can't have it stretch on forever. But those top players, Taylor Gauthier, don't think I have to explain myself. Absolutely stunning performance from the Prince George Cougars goaltender. Robbie Holmes on Regina absolutely led them. Just a great leader for that team. And Kalen Addison for his hat trick in that 11-2 victory. Top teams, we got the Cougars, the Winterhawks, the Rockets, the Raiders, and last but not least, the Hurricanes. We inch closer and closer to the halfway point of the season, but something we also inch closer to is the World Juniors. I think I might have to do a video about some of the WHL talent we're probably going to see there. Give you a little quick update for who I expect from the WHL to make an impact in the 2020 World Juniors. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.